of the Euroman Movie Report, the show where I'm going to talk about a movie I have recently watched at my local movie theatre. I know it has been some time since I did a video review last, but you all know due to COVID-19 and cinemas having to close, there hasn't been many new releases. In mid-June, cinemas reopened here in Denmark, and I went to watch the Little Women remake from 2019, and I didn't feel like reviewing that. However, today I have watched a new movie, finally. And this movie is Unhinged. Unhinged stars, among others, Russel Crowe and an actress who I haven't seen in many other productions before, Karen Pistorius. No relation to the South African runner, of course, to my knowledge. And that movie is basically, if you took the 1970s horror movie The Duel and merged it with sorry, I have a cold, with the later The Hitcher, because we have a character named Tom Cooper, or the man as he's referred to in the IMDb credits, played by Russel Crowe. We learn that he is a man in big trouble because he lost his job due to a workplace injury, became addicted to drugs and became violent, and then his wife divorced him. And then we see him having lost his mind, because in the beginning of the film he sits with this match and lights it and see it burn down and gives a or something like that to the viewer. And then he goes into a house which says "for sale." We hear some screaming and the house being set on fire, and we are led to believe that it was his ex-wife and her new husband that he murdered. And later we meet Rachel, played by Karen Pistorius, who, like our main bad guy, is lower middle class, and she is, like him, down on her luck as well. She is a hairdresser, having been divorced like Russel Crowe's character. But unlike Russel Crowe's character, she hasn't lost her nerve. And when she drives her son to school, goes into a traffic jam, and then she runs into Russel Crowe's character. And then the duel becomes a reality, because she honks at him with her horn in her car, and then he becomes Michael Douglas in Falling Down, because, do you know what a bad day is? I'm gonna teach you. He gives his several times. And in regards to Russel Crowe's character, I'm not quite sure where he's supposed to be from in the United States, because in some scenes he speaks with a southern drawl, and in other scenes he speaks with what sounds to be a Midwestern accent. So anyway, Russel Crowe's character, he chases Rachel around town, terrorizes her and her friends, terrorizes her young son. And then the interesting fact is, as I said in the beginning of this review, in many ways, Rachel and Tom Cooper / the man are very similar. They are both lower working class. We are both down on their luck. They're both divorced even. But the only difference is that the society, to quote the Joker from last year, hasn't completely ruined her yet, because the society which chews you up and ruins you if you aren't rich, if you aren't pretty, if you aren't famous, it has ruined Tom Cooper, completely turning him into a psychopath. But Rachel's character is still human, and that's and that's, in my opinion, is an interesting aspect of the film, because and almost makes it into a comic book movie, because people, as the comic books mostly say, people aren't born evil. It's society which turns them evil, and that's in some ways this movie. To quote again the Joker, one bad day, one bad day. We live in a society. Is that society turned Tom Cooper insane, turned him into a maniac, turned him into a murderer, and the same society tries to chew up Rachel's character, but she is still alive as a human because she has her son to take care of. So that's an interesting duality of this movie, and we see it in the beginning of the film as well. The intro where we see road rage, people fighting, people arguing, so on and so on. Yeah, Russell Crowe's character, he does a great job in my opinion. He's great at playing this angry maniac, and some said that if they ever gonna do a not a Russell Crowe movie, if they ever gonna do an Alex Jones, the Texas shock jock, if they're gonna do a movie about him, that Russell Crowe could portray him. And I must say, in my opinion, in this movie here, Russell Crowe could really, he really showed that he's not only angry. In real life, because we of course know that Russell Crowe loves to fight around the world. If you have seen South Park, but he can play an angry man on film as well. And Karen Pistorius, yeah, she's great as well. As I said, I haven't seen her in other movies before, but as I said, she can become angry as well. She's great at first becoming a victim and then taking charge of her own situation, and then because, as I said, she has her son to protect, she really shows that she maybe her and Tom Cooper are similar, but they are worlds apart because she hasn't been destroyed yet, and that she shows that and by the society, and she shows that at the end of the film. So all in all, what is there to say about Unhinged? A great little film to restart the movie season, in my opinion. And if you liked movies like The Hitcher and The Duel, and Falling Down, of course, because in some places this movie is reminiscent of Falling Down, the 1993 classic starring Michael Douglas, then you should go and check out Unhinged. Because, as the Joker said, we live in a society and it only takes one bad day. So if I'm gonna rate this movie, I will give it 3 Do You Know Who My Husband Is out of 5. And that's it. Your man of Your Man's Movie Report, signing off, and I'll see you in my next video.